Today I'm going to be doing a grand campaign as the nation of Austria in Europa Universalis 4. Our goals for this grand campaign will be to conquer the world and convert it all to Catholic. A world conquest, one faith. As many of you will know, Austria is my favorite country in EU4. I've played them a lot over the years and have quite a bit of experience with them. However, on this channel, we haven't really ever done a proper campaign as them because most of the videos I've done have been guides and I've only really ever played them once in Season A of EU4 A to Z. So, with all that said, with EU5 being just around the corner, it's time to give Austria and EU4 a proper send-off because this is our last ever grand campaign in Europa Universalis 4 with my favorite country, the Archduchy of Austria. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching, so sit back and relax. It's time to jump into our last ever grand campaign. Alright, here we are as Austria, ladies and gentlemen, my beloved, in our final ever grand campaign. Austria, man, they're the main character of EU4, you know them, you love them. We start off with the Austrian Archduchy Tier 1 government reform, which gives us 5% more loyalty for strong duchies, minus 33% liberty desire from subjects, and plus 5% noble influence. The most amazing and one of the biggest mission trees in all of EU4, ladies and gentlemen, giving us claims all around the world, various PUs, various HRE stuff. And speaking of the HRE, Austria does start off as the Emperor of the Holy Roman Empire, and of course for this World Conquest One Faith, we are going to be Renovato Imperieing all the way at the end, but before that, we're going to make all of the HRE our subjects. Austria has amazing diplomatically focused national ideas as well, starting off with plus 10% morale of armies and plus 30% improved relations, finishing off with plus 50% chance of a new heir, imperial authority growth and diploannex cost, fort maintenance and national garrison growth, inflation reduction and interest per annum, diplo rep, missionary strength, diplo relations, discipline, and reinforced speed. One of the most powerful idea sets and mission trees, government reforms, HRE Emperor, everything in the game. So yeah, there's literally nothing that Austria doesn't have going for it. But yeah, in episode 1 here specifically, man, of this grand campaign, which is going to be a 4-parter, it is the most important one because just in episode 1 right here, just in the first 80-ish years of the game, we are going to have to revoke the privilege, so do all of the, imperial reforms. We're gonna have to PU Hungary, PU Bohemia, PU Burgundy, PU Castile, maybe PU Poland, if not dismantle them, dismantle France, dismantle the Ottomans, steal Norway from Denmark, and crush the Protestant Reformation. So that's everything you have to look forward to right here in episode 1. But of course, let's get started by doing some of the initial missions right here for electors and immediately going in to forcibly PU Bohemia. That's the start, so let me do the estate setup. Alright, estate stuff done. Let's go ahead and get trade efficiency and a reduce inflation guy because those guys are pretty good right at the start. Let's get this guy right here as well. Let's link up with the electors, link up with the Pope, with Castile, with Hungary, and then go in and fight Bohemia. I am going to set some rivals right at the start. Let's do Denmark, sure. I'm going to do the Ottomans too, and I'm actually going to do Bohemia. It is going to be a bit harder to get them loyal because I've rivaled them, but it's really not a big deal. Something else we do need to do right at the start is Royal Mary Castile. Obviously, it's very important because later on down the line via this mission, if there's a Habsburg on the throne of Castile, we can literally just click a decision that makes them our junior partner. Alright, there's the mission Secure Electors, which is going to give us a restoration of Union CB on Bohemia. It's all good. They don't have strong allies. They never do. And it allows us to preview the branching missions. The first mission right here is the Legacy of Charlemagne one, where it basically focuses on us, doing HRE stuff. And then the second one right here is the German branch, which you would take if you want to form Austria with Germany. Germany with Austria. I don't know why you would want to commit such grave sins, but obviously we're going with the HRE branch, man. So there we go. All right, so yeah, all of the alliances have been secured. We're going to be way over Diplo slot relations, for the majority of the early game. We got the electors, Burgundy, Castile, the Pope, and Hungary. Obviously, as you know, Hungary sometimes decides, to become our junior partner and stuff like that. If they don't, we're gonna forcibly PU them as well. I'd rather, of course, get them for free via an event, but that's not something I'm gonna, Alt F4 for. Something we are gonna Alt F4 for is England/Great Britain becoming Anglican later. The reason we're doing that is because if they stay Catholic, they're gonna colonize, and the colonies are gonna become Catholic. If they flip Anglican, it's just not something we want to deal with. So that is the only thing I will Alt F4 and quit the game for. Britain or England not becoming Catholic. Just getting that, you know, out there just so you guys know. But yeah, now that that's all done, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and PU Bohemia. Don't need allies. Something else we want to do during the early game right here is actually activate encourage development in Tyrol and dev up the Intal gold mine up to 10, because we will take a very nice mission for it. Oh, General with 100 tradition. That's actually very nice. He is pretty good. He is pretty good. And there you go, folks. Bohemia will already accept. I did call in Colin the Pope because I could just, you know, to get a little bit of their help, but that's all we need to do, man. Union with Bohemia, take some of their money. A lot of people also, when they PU Bohemia here at the start, like to take Prague because Prague is pretty important. It's got the historical center of Prague, which gives us imperial authority growth. However, it's not really that necessary, and I'd rather not get all of that aggressive expansion. So there we go. PU on Bohemia, take some money, and that's it. Our first war is done. Bohemia is our junior partner, and now we can take the mission, The Decline of Hungary, which gives us a restoration of Union CB on Hungary. However, we don't necessarily want to do that right away. We don't know yet if Hungary will just choose to become our junior partner by themselves. And there's the mission Crown of Bohemia as well, which we'll get to, of course. But now that the first war is done, we need to do something else that's very important. We need to rein in the Italians. As you all know, in 1460 and 1461, every one of these guys that Austria usually isn't allied with in Italy, basically every country here, leaves the HRE if you don't rein them in. For us to rein them in, we pretty much need to ally all of them, and you can ally all of them even though all of them are rival to each other and stuff like that. Trust me, I've done this a million times. There's always a sequence in which you can ally them and royal marry them to where you'll be able to be allied with all of them at the same time to take the decision reign in Italy, and basically that's how we keep all of these guys in the HRE. That's how we don't have to subjugate Milan later. That's how we'll also get the Pope in the HRE. So that is what we focus on for now, while waiting on, you know, Hungary to decide if they want to be our junior partner or not. But yeah, mission Crown of Bohemia important too. If we do it via PU, Bohemia basically integrates their subjects, which is very nice, and then we can do Surpass the Poles, which gives us a perma-claim on Poland. Now, however, if we had more than, if they have less than 400 development, we could have PU'd Poland as well. It's basically, if Poland gets Lithuania, you can't PU them. If Poland doesn't get Lithuania, you can PU them. They've gotten Lithuania in my game, which means we're not going to be PUing them. Instead, we're going to be dismantling Poland and Lithuania and getting every nation that we can release from them, like Galicia, Volhynia, Kiev, Chernigov, you know, Smolensk, Zaporozhye. We're going to force all of those guys to become Catholic, and then we're going to force them into the HRE. So that is one thing that's been decided for us this game. No PU on Poland. Instead, we'll be fighting them. Alternatively, you could also like fight Poland and stuff like that. Basically, Poland has 183 dev and then 152 times 2. We could shrink them enough to where we could then get a restoration of Union CB on them, but it's like, you know, tomato, really. As we can see for now, Ladislaus is the heir to the Hungarian throne. So when he becomes, you know, 15, I guess we'll see if Hungary decides to, you know, become our junior partner. If not, we're gonna have to fight Hungary too. Of course, after we get Hungary, that's when our, you know, expansion into the Balkans unlocks as well. That's basically why we're saving this mission for now. And yeah, I am going to take this for a permaclaim on the region of Poland. There we go, Intal is up to 10, which means we should be able to take that mission, yeah, as soon as a month ticks over. There it is, Austrian silver, we gain local dev discount and Intal and minus 50% local gold depletion chance, and we get the event, the Schwarz silver mine, which gives us +1 local goods produced, which is absolutely nutty, man. Look at how much we're making from gold. That's crazy. Okay, but now that that's all done, it's time to chill a little bit and improve relations and stuff like that. And I did say, of course, we're going to rein in the Italians to keep them in the HRE. However, I forgot, you actually need to wait for the event to pop up right here. And then we decide to rein in the Italians. And that's where we're going to do it. The difficulty in this lies in the fact that you really only have 1 year to do it while the incident is ticking, right? So, yeah, not going to be doing that just yet. All right, but now, while we're waiting for Hungary and the Italian stuff to happen, man, it is time to fight Venice. That's why I'm spying on them right now. The reason we want to fight them, I don't know if I mentioned this, is obviously because we get to pop out some guys from them and force them into the HRE. Milan can fight them then and get their cores back, which is going to be 2 HRE provinces back in the HRE. However, what we want to do right here in this war is take a bunch of their provinces over here in the Balkans, basically Istria, Zara, Spalato, Kataro, and stuff like that, so that we can border these guys, so that we can then fight them, expand into them, leave them as tiny OPMs, forced them to be Catholic, and then forced them into the HRE. So there's a lot of things to, you know, to do right here. So that's why right now we're spying on Venice. That's gonna be our next war. Something else we can do, of course, is usurp the electorate. We need one stab and we basically steal Bohemia's electorship slot. That is going to tank their opinion by minus 100, and we do lose imperial authority. So that's why we want to get our opinion with them up to 100, so it doesn't go below 0, so they don't break away if Frederick here dies. East Frisia joins the empire, very nice. Another one? Well, I really don't need him. Alrighty, we got a spy network on Venice. Let's go ahead and declare on them for the conquest of Istria. Like I said, I'll take the Balkan provinces, most of them at least. Let's call in Hungary. They'll be good help. Pope. I guess we can just make them give Ravenna back to the Pope. I'll call in like these small guys as well. So hopefully we can try and land on Venice. Probably not going to be possible, but yeah, second wartime. Alright, so yeah, this is the war score we need, 82. To get this, release 3 guys and give Ravenna back to the Pope. I think I can usurp the electorate now. My opinion with Bohemia is 139. Yeah, so if I take it, it'll drop down to 39. We lose imperial authority. Actually, no, wait. Let's wait for it to get up to 50. We pass a reform while we're at 0, then I usurp it. Let's not waste anything, boys. We gotta be min-maxy at the start. Meanwhile, Burgundy, pretty standard. Everything, nothing too weird going on, which is good. Serbia declared a reconquest on Venice? I'm gonna take this, dude, sorry. Burgundy declaring on Provence, which is good. I do want Burgundy to expand. Tier 2 gov reform time. Obviously, because we're the HRE Emperor, we don't really care about manpower here, so that's why we're gonna curtail noble privileges. That's right. Well, the knights are out and they're finally willing to accept, so I'm taking all of this, releasing Aquileia, Padua, and Verona, and giving Ravenna back to the Pope. Can't take anything else, but that's okay. That's all we want. Perfect. Okay, with that, our second war is out of the way. Now, ideally, what would happen is Milan would declare on them to get their cores back. And there's Imperial Ascendancy, but we get land force limit and diplomatic cost, and all Imperial princes will get 50 of each monarch power, which is 50 of every point. It's a pretty good mission for everyone else, for me too included. Yep, there we go. Hey! Ladislaus is on the throne of Hungary. Excellent. In that case, we want to abdicate with Frederick here as soon as possible. Hungary calling me in versus Wallachia. Pretty standard. I don't have a problem with that. Ideally, I'd get Wallachia as a prince in the HRE, but it's okay. Since the Renaissance has spawned, I am gonna dev Vienna up to 30, just to speed it up a little bit. Well, actually, it's already there, but I still want to do it for the age objective. So, yeah, gonna dev equally in every point right here. There we go. I'm sure some of you are thinking, why didn't you know CB Biz? Boys, there's really no point, man. We're gonna absolutely crush the Ottomans in just a couple of decades here. No rush. In the meantime, there's the Milanese succession, which will basically allow us to either PU or, vassalize Milan. There's no reason to do this. Milan is gonna end up being our subject anyway, right when we revoke the privilege, because they are gonna stay in the HRE. We have no interest in Milan. Oh, Neapolitan succession war, what the hell is this? Castile got Naples, randomly, I think, as a junior partner. Aragon's contesting this. Yeah, of course I'll accept. Alright, Castile absolutely rolled Aragon, and we can pass our first imperial reform, call for Reichsreform, minus 5% local construction and dev discount, and there it is, first reform passed. Okay, Bohemia still likes me. I am being voted for, perfect. Let's add the additional provinces. Now we're gonna... Oh, right, we need imperial authority to usurp it. Okay, well, that's actually a good way of not cheesing it. But yeah, just a couple of months, we'll be able to start reigning in Italy. There it is. There's the Shadow Kingdom. The Emperor must decide. Let's summon the Diet. And there it is. An incident has officially begun, and we will formally decide that we must rein in the Italians. Okay, now is when it starts. We have to ally all of these guys: Ferrara, Genoa, Mantua, Milan, Savoy, Siena, Lucca, Florence, Bologna, Saluzzo. Bologna too, because they've entered. Let's see. Should be possible. I might have to break my alliance with the Pope temporarily, but should be possible. Like I said, boys, or maybe I didn't, there's always a sequence in which you can do it to where you can be allied to everyone at the same time. Yeah, we might have to waste Diplo slots for a couple of years on some guys because we're gonna have to royal marry them, but that's okay. We're good. Yes, I did have to break my alliance with the Pope. I had to pop off a few guarantees, scornfuls, and royal marriages. Unfortunately, like I said, I'll take up the Diplo slots, but yeah, there it is. We got all of them. Okay, fairly easy, actually. The Emperor has formally decided to reign in Italy. I did. I thought I only had to click this. Oh, right, it needs to pass. Ah, frick me, we need to wait for a year. Can I sustain these guys for a year? Some of them will probably break the alliance with me. Right, we need to wait for it to end. I'm stupid. I haven't done it in so long, boys. Okay, let's hope no one breaks the alliance with me. Okay, got him again. I did have to Royal Marry Ferrara and Luca as well, which sucks, but yes, we have. They broke the alliance with me, by the way, so I had to Royal Marry them to get them back because I did it too early, but we've officially reigned in Italy. 25 imperial authority, and all of these guys, oh, Provence has joined too, nice. All of these guys will stay in the HRE, and we can also usurp the electorate. Bohemia does like me, just to confirm that one more time. There we go. Now I am the elector instead of Bohemia. Of course, I shall vote for myself. Where the hell am I? Oh, there I am. Okay, Austria, and perfect. Now let's go ahead and ditch all of these guys. Yes, we're still gonna tank points because we're still royal married to so many of these guys. Okay, I've started doing that, but at this point, the Hochmeister of the Teutonic Order wishes to join the HRE as well. No reason not to let him in. We will let him join the Empire, but put heavy regulations on them. If they decide to attack a member of the Empire, the Teutonic Order will be removed from the HRE, and we'll see it as an act of aggression. Yeah, that's what we want to stick with. All right, well, broke the alliances, but we still got 6 royal marriages. At least we're making points. Of course, we'll get rid of them as soon as Frederick dies. Let's see, Ladislas, yep, he's still there. Good job, Hungary. Can we abdicate? Yes, we can. Okay, another very important thing before we take Italian ambition right here, or actually after that, we gain 50 opinion with all imperial princes. Yes, that's exactly what we want to happen because we did it in the Shadow Kingdom way. I do not need a subjugation on them. They will be my subjects anyway, but 1, 2, 3, 4 people are, actually 5 people are voting for me, the guys I'm allied to and myself, which means I will get reelected, which means it's time to abdicate, just like that. We get Hungary as a junior partner, they inherit Croatia, Ladislas is the emperor, and we get re-elected HRE emperor, which is very nice. So just like that, back up to 32 imperial authority, and we've completed 3 very important things right at the start. And there we go, we actually only left with Bologna because they no, because I guarantee them. Nice. So there we go. Diplo situation solved as well. Bohemia PU'd, Hungary PU'd, Italians reigned in. What's left to do is get Burgundy as a junior partner. Charge is still in charge. Get the Habsburgs on here so that we can then PU Castile/Spain. And yeah, let's just keep doing reforms, waiting for the Reformation. But now that those wars right there are done, we can look to do what? Start dismantling Poland? Maybe not yet, because we do need this to force guys into the HRE. Well, when in doubt, it's time to eat breakfast and watch my own Austria guide. Before that, of course, let's take Decline of Hungary right there. We just gained some permaclaims on stuff Hungary owns, army tradition and stuff like that, which is very nice. Because we've secured Croatia, we gain manpower, and a level 2 center of trade is created in Rijeka, which is awesome for Hungary right there. And Royal Hungary, we make them an incorporated personal union, which makes it easier for us to annex them and stuff like that. We do want to do that. There we go. Incorporated personal union. How do we do it on Bohemia, though? I forgot. Yeah, where do you do that one? And we got rid of a house divided too, which is awesome. It's a privilege that the nobles start with. All I'm gonna say is good thing we didn't have to forcibly PU Hungary, man, because that does slow you down a little bit, and obviously the aggressive expansion is not something we want. Radical reforms coming in great, and we can already pass our second imperial reform, institute Reichsregiment. We gain a diplomat, diplorep, and provinces in the HRE get -2 local unrest. So there's the second one done. Now I'm spying on Serbia to, you know, to conquer their border provinces, leave them alive in provinces here so we can then, you know, do the HRE stuff. I mentioned it many times already. Now that the Hochmeister is in the HRE, another imperial incident where we basically get to allow the Pope to join or not. Obviously, we do want the Pope to join, so yeah, nothing really needed to be changed right there. Also, time for our first idea group, something very important for this campaign. We are going to be going diplomatic ideas for our first idea group. You have to do it, man. Diplo-religious, that's the opener. Okay, time to move on with the wars. Let's declare on Serbia, co-belligerent Bosnia. Sure, why not? Do we need to take stuff from Bosnia here? I guess we do take this so Ragusa doesn't wipe them out. Yeah. No need to call on anyone. And there we go. The Pope joins the HRE. And a very important mission right here now that the Pope has joined. Religious diplomats gives us some more opinion, but more importantly, we gain +2 missionary strength and +0.05 imperial authority growth until the end of the game. Excellent. And by the way, we've already started converting. There we go. We're converting Kotor right here. Where's religions right here, man? Is it an economy? No. Yeah, there it is. We basically need to have every province be Catholic. And something I also want to mention for this campaign is this is not going to be like a true world conquest or a true one faith. Basically, you know, we are going to be the only country left at the end of the game, but we are going to have colonies, so no moving the capital and stuff like that. And if there's uncolonized provinces that are not Catholic, we don't need to do them. Basically, we're doing it in the way that the achievement requires you to do it. So if there's uncolonized provinces, I'm not gonna colonize them just to get them to flip to Catholic, because the achievement doesn't need that, so we don't need that. Obviously, I got the achievements already, but, you know, you get the point. And we're done here. This is the peace deal, blocking off Bosnia from Ragusa, and blocking off Bosnia and Serbia from the Ottomans as well. So these guys will stay alive here until we can force them into the HRE. We don't actually want to phalanx them. And of course, with that, there's a second gold mine acquired. Now we can also take the mission Balance of Power, because we've won some wars, improve relations and diplo relations, -2 per level. Yeah, sure, I'll take that. Okay, now that that's done, we need to start pounding at Poland. Yeah, maybe I should have waited to take that mission in order to PU them, but it really doesn't matter that much. Alright, but now that I've cored up the stuff that I took from Serbia and Bosnia, let's go ahead and declare on Poland, folks. We'll drag in the boys right here, and we're just doing a regular conquest. Let's declare for that one right there, actually, I think. Yeah, we need to take Galicia so we can become the Austrian Empire. And they're willing to accept. What we're going to take here, boys, is actually the max, man. It is quite a lot of aggressive expansion, especially for Catholic nations, but it's okay because we're not really doing that much expanding. The reason I'm taking 10 provinces here, or the max specifically, is so we can do both of these missions right here. We need 15 provinces in Poland to be able to take this mission, and we need to own 6 provinces out of these highlighted ones to be able to become the Austrian Empire and not be able to form Austria-Hungary anymore. Yeah, there we go. There's the peace out on that. Quite a lot of aggressive expansion, but mostly with these guys, so it's okay. Okay, there we go. There's King of Poland. We gain Polish as an accepted culture. Or we def Krakow or Warsaw. Let's do Krakow because we're gonna get it sooner. And conquer Galicia. Let's become the Austrian Empire. Yes. Very nice. Okay, but with that out of the way, we're actually very, very close to passing our third reform, which is a super important early one, Absolute Reichsstabilität for -25% state maintenance. But more importantly, it gives us a CB on non-members bordering the HRE to force them into the HRE, which would be, you know, Ragusa, Bosnia, Serbia, Moldavia if they're small enough, some of the Italian guys, Verona, Padua, Aquileia, and of course that will enable us to force in all of the guys that we pop out of France and all of the guys that we pop out of Lithuania. Pretty soon we'll also fight Denmark to get these provinces back in the HRE because they took Gotland as well, and for us to get steal Norway from them. So yeah, everything is proceeding as expected for now. Now, because I'm overextended, people don't want to vote for it, but yeah. Tier 3 cover reform time, we're going representatives of the crown, sticking with that till the end of the game because, well, all of the HRE is going to be our vassals. Oh, lovely, man. Livonians joined too. Perfect, perfect. Well, Ottomans are in Italy. That's actually unexpected. They've took this from Naples, who is still a junior partner of Castile. Just got prospering times over here in the Ragusa trade node, which is decent. And yeah, because this caught us while we're overextended, we are basically wasting every imperial authority point that's above 50, but what are you gonna do? There you have it. There's Burgundy. They chose us. Wonderful. Okay, that's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Another thing checked off the list, just like that, ladies and gentlemen. There's the Imperial Incident active. We will keep our union with Burgundy. And of course, there's another one of the top missions, Reclaim Burgundy. I don't want to do this now because Imperial Authority. Don't want to do this now. Okay. And actually, there it is. There's Absolute Reichsstabilität, -25% state maintenance, and we get various CBs on guys we want to force in. Okay, now let's go ahead and take the mission Reclaim Burgundy, Imperial Authority. We shall maintain sovereignty of the Burgundy. The lands belong to us. We get Diplorep, but the event will no longer be able to happen. We do want the event to be able to happen. We do want that. It doesn't matter for me if I keep them or if they keep the land, but if I get it, obviously they'll get a border with France and it'll be a bit easier to fight them, but no big deal. Why are they fighting the Ottomans? Who they? Okay. At this point, it's second idea group time already. Religious. We got nothing to convert right now, but religious is a must. The Reformation is going to be spawning soon, man, in 20, 30 years. Okay, but now that that's out of the way, it's time to actually start expanding the empire, or going to fight Denmark. I'm actually going to go ahead and fight Denmark first because we do need to get 3 provinces in the HRE back to them. And, you know, there's 4. So which one is the 4th one then? It's this one right here, the Venice loans. Okay, no big deal. Yeah, and we'll see if we can steal Norway in the same war. If we can't, because we're using this specific CB, that's okay. I'll keep these provinces, spy on them regularly, and then steal Norway, because we still got time. So let's declare Imperial ban for Holstein, drag in all the boys, should be easy. I got Burgundy, I got Hungary. Yeah, man, it is what it is, right? Just white peace everyone in the HRE. We don't want to have beef with them. Let's go. I just got a 4 siege guy, hell yeah. Yeah, there it is. We can take Norway in the same war. I do already have this, by the way, transfer subject, so perfect. We can make them, what I'm gonna do is make them, I'm gonna take Schleswig. I'm gonna then make them release Holstein from Holstein and Gotland from Gotland. Yeah, that seems fair. It's gonna be tough to get 90 war score on them, especially because we can't take Copenhagen, but it should be doable. I can't demand Gotland, because I can't siege it. Okay, in that case, I take Schleswig, Holstein pops out, and I get Norway, right? Where is that? Yeah, there it is, right? Oh wait, let's occupy their capital. I think it changes. Oh no, we just get the regular option if we occupy their capital. Okay, so Denmark cedes Schleswig, releases Holstein, and I get Norway, and I guess we'll get Gotland later, unless they unconditional, but we can't make them unconditional without Copenhagen. So yeah, that's it for them for now. Okay, later we're gonna straight up go in and conquer all of the Scandinavia, and we're gonna make them release Gotland and stuff like that. But that's perfect, man. Only 2 HRE provinces are now outside of the HRE. Nice. Let's go back home. Wait, no, not with boats. I guess I gotta do it with boats. God damn it. You know, should we keep this? I guess we should, right? Okay, let's force someone into the HRE, like Padua. I actually got it on Moldavia too, crazy, but I don't want to bother with Poland and Muscovy to get Moldavia in. Interesting thing about Muscovy is we probably want to PU them as well. Ideally Britain too, but we'll see if we can do that. All right, actually made Mantua give Bergamo back to Milan, and there we go. We can expand empire on Padua. That did give us 1 imperial authority. Okay, just a couple of more month ticks and we'll do enact Geimener Fenning. And there it is. There's enact Geimener Fenning. We get more money and everyone in the empire gets Diplo Rep. Perfect, man. 4 reforms done. Oh wait, what about, yes, we can abdicate as well. Very nice. We are gonna do that. We always want to abdicate no matter who's on the throne. So we are being voted for by everyone. That's good. And we can go ahead and abdicate. We take the prestige and legitimacy hit, but that's okay. And just like that, 10 more imperial authority activated. And yeah, man, now until the Reformation hits, all we're doing is pretty much expanding empire. So let's do it on Riga, who I would have expected to join by now, but I guess not. While my subjects are busy with that, I'm actually going to go ahead and declare on Serbia and Bosnia in order to force them to become Catholic. All right, actually, we need to white peace Bosnia because you can't do it on, well, no, Bosnia is officially Catholic, isn't it? Yeah, they are. So why the hell didn't I have the expand empire CB on them? I checked. Okay, then let's white peace Bosnia and force Serbia to be Catholic. No money, actually. Wow, look at this. No one would help the Ottomans, man. They're actually allied to France and Transoxiana and Aquilum, which everyone is annoying. And I got Holy War on them because of the Feast of the Pheasant. 75 AE. I wasn't gonna go in on the Ottomans now. I actually wanted to force some more countries into the HRE if we could, and actually get to France first. But yeah, I didn't even notice that alliance. It is better to fight the Ottomans first, and everyone would help. Okay, let's do Holy War on the Ottomans. Call in everyone. I know we're still involved in this, but it'll be wrapped up quickly. While no one is willing to join. Oh wait, so Naxos and France won't help anyway because it's this. And then Aquilum is borderline and Transoxiana is borderline. Let's actually hurry this up then and get everyone down. Okay, there it is. All right, everyone's back home. Perfect. Yeah, let's go. Okay, the goal in the war versus the Ottomans right here is actually to release Bulgaria and Byzantium. I know Byzantium is a horrible subject, but they got juicy cores, man. What are you gonna do? Wait, still on Constantinople? Yes, still on Constantinople. Okay, release Bulgaria and Byzantium to do a reconquest later. Actually give these back to Serbia. If it's no, Bulgaria, and then release Albania, who we can force into the HRE. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. And keep in mind, boys, I know it doesn't seem like a big deal fighting the Ottomans, and that's because it's not. In a normal campaign, it would be, but right now it isn't. The most tedious thing about a world conquest for me personally is is the Southeast Asian guys, man. Those guys, and you gotta get the boats over there and blah, 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 and stuff like that. And that's why, ideally, man, you want to secure a PU over the main colonizers, which are, Castile and perhaps Portugal, England, and stuff like that, so you don't have to keep squeezing them in order to full annex them and get their colonies, because, you know, the bigger their colonies are, the less war score you get on their mainland holdings. So that's why fighting the Ottomans, really not a big deal. Okay, and they're willing to accept. I'm taking this and making them release Albania. That's the most we can do. Even though we full siege them almost, we still only got 60% war score because it's show superiority, and they in fact beat our ass quite a lot by catching, you know, small disconnected stacks. So, not the most we can do, but that's it for now. Let's go ahead and release Bulgaria, and let's go ahead and release Byzantium. Yes, they did get Constantinople. I'll remove my guarantee over Albania, and, well, actually, we can diplo-vassalize them. Oh, and by the way, now that that's done, there's a perpetual diet. More imperial authority growth. Oh, there's another mission, though, in the meantime. The Ottoman menace, permaclaim on the Balkans. Nice. And then liberate the Balkans. If Wallachia and Moldavia are our subjects, we create Romania. I guess it doesn't matter that much. And Moldavia, we're gonna fight way later because look at this. So I think I'll just end up taking this mission no matter what. Let's grab the admin points, whatever. Yeah, I still don't get it. Why don't I? I can't force Austria and, sorry, not Austria, Serbia and Bosnia in because this is not connected. I gotta fight Ragusa and take Ragusa. Or we just do expand empire on them. Yeah, of course, what the hell? Yeah, just continuing to fight countries around us, expand the empire, waiting for the Reformation still. If you're for reform time, it's gonna be lands for the church, obviously. Very important in a religious-focused playthrough. Let's take this. Let me actually do some deving now because we're maxing mill points here, man. There's expand empire on Ragusa. Got 2 imperial authority, which means we can now continue to add the provinces. Now they're in. Now we can force Bosnia and Serbia in. Yeah, Albania too once we, once the truce is up. And Greece exists too, I didn't mention that. There it is. Okay, let's do it. You can't do it on another guy, even if you co-belligerent them. You can only do it on the guy you declare on. You know, HRE, man, it's starting to take shape. It's starting to take shape. It's looking absolutely lovely. All right, let's see if we can do it on anyone else. Venice, I guess, is too big, and I can't fight them because they're allied to France right now. I don't want to deal with that. I'll actually deal with it when I fight France directly. We can do it on Moldavia, but do a link with Muscovy now. Yeah, we actually can't do expand empire on anyone else. So that's why we're gonna just go into a straight up conquest on Poland. Maybe we can make them transfer Lithuania to us if they're not too big, huh? Okay, let's declare for Krakow. I'm gonna call in all the boys. Let's do that. I'm gonna make them remove the guarantee over Moldavia too, just in case. Ooh, something else. Wait. There's a mission for Biz. Hold up. I was gonna force Byzantium to be Catholic, but no. Hold up. We're gonna force Bulgaria definitely while they're small, but let me try and find that mission. Emperors of the East. Yeah, there it is. So we need to do the Scourge of Europe, basically kick out the Ottomans from the Balkans, because then we can do this, and then we'll be able to do this, which basically flips Byzantium to the Latin Empire and makes them Catholic. So I don't actually have to force them to be Catholic, although I will force Bulgaria to be Catholic. There we go. Very nice. These guys might enter the HRE as well. It doesn't really matter if they do or not. And of course, something we want to be careful later on when feeding subjects that we want them to convert for us is now in the latest patches, man, whenever you give them provinces outside of their subcontinent, they always trade company it, right? So let's say, you know, we want Bohemia to convert stuff for us, but we don't want to feed Bohemia stuff here because they'll add it to a trade company. And that is sometimes a problem with Biz as well. You know, since Biz is one of the most powerful religious-focused countries, you could have fed them Anatolia in previous patches and have them converted for you, but now it's just a toss-up. And I was right, look, Bulgaria and Biz did join. So now I can actually, oh no, wait. I was gonna say we can get rid of them, but after you pass this one right here, subject princes no longer occupy Diplo slots, so they won't occupy a slot after we pass proclaim Erbkaisertum right here, which is fairly close. It's fairly close, yeah. Meanwhile, an update on the religious situation, Catholicism still hasn't hit a reform desire of 100, and obviously we don't, well actually we could. If we manage to get to here, before Protestantism spawns, we could just force our subjects to be Catholic, but even then we don't want to, because in case the Reformation Center spawns, let's say in, I don't know, right here, right? And if we force Brandenburg to become Catholic, the Reformation Center doesn't disappear. I did a video focusing on this actually 2 days ago, for those of you that watched it. Our final A to Z campaign in the HRE is Würzburg. So yeah, we do want to eliminate the centers of Reformation before we revoke the privilege. So we do this, this, and this, and deal with that in the meantime. Okay, let's continue with Poland. And another thing about Catholic subjects converting Orthodox provinces is they always do grant Orthodox autonomy as well. That even more than trade companying. So subject conversion is reliable, although not for Catholic on Orthodox, or Coptic for that matter, actually. Now, Lithuania is still like way too big, obviously. I'm also worried about making Lithuania pop out those guys right now because Muscovy will go in on them, right? So I guess we just want to continue eating up Poland. We could also actually make them release Danzig, Mazovia, Galicia, Volhynia from certain provinces here. Yeah, that's not a bad idea either. In fact, that's what I think I'll do, to force those guys in the HRE. In the meantime, that's a wrap on religious as well, which is going to be a big help in Conquest early on while we don't have imperialism, right? Missionary strength, more missionary strength, stacking the modifiers are already, man. The problem with World One Faiths, sorry, that some people have is not the missionary strength itself, but the amount of missionaries that you ideally want to have. So there are a couple of monuments around us over here that will give us missionaries, especially the Hedalstave Church right here in Norway. That's a helpful one. Yeah, but that's really not a worry right now because now the conversion, boys, it's barely even started. Sure, we've done some things in the Balkans, but we're not even thinking about that right now. Okay, yeah, release Danzig, Mazovia, Galicia, Volhynia, right? Do I take stuff? I don't really care about taking stuff. Let's take that, I guess. Best part is all of these guys are Catholic. All right, let's set some provinces of vital interest right here, you know, in France around Burgundy so they can spy and we can fight them. Or, you know, Danzig getting conquered by the Teutons works as well, which is exactly what happened. All right, let's get a move on Denmark right here. I'm actually just doing a regular conquest right here so we have more options. Let's drag in everyone. Yeah, I think that's it. Maybe we can steal Sweden as well, although I doubt it. I think they're big, but if not, I'm just straight up starting to conquer Scandinavia now. Really, those are the regions you focus on conquering early, man. Like Scandinavia, and if you don't PU Poland, stuff over here. Aside from that, you just, you know, feed all of Europe to your subjects and, you know, get out as fast as possible. Through Anatolia and through, you know, the steppe, we go into the hordes, we go into Persia, we go into Africa this way. Yeah, just pop out various tentacles. So there's the deck. And there it is. Frick, it caught me at a bad time. Ferrara, though, and it's in their capital. Excellent. That's very good. Okay, they got Padua as a junior partner. That's a strange one, but we can, yeah, we'll spy on Ferrara, force them to be Catholic, and just like that, that center of Reformation will disappear. We gotta hurry this up, though. We gotta hurry this up. Teutons are out. I don't want to knock Lubeck out because we gain a lot of war score from having their capital sieged. Also, Lithuania declared an independence war. So we'll see how that works out. Hopefully Muscovy doesn't get too aggro on them. I actually can get Sweden. I think that's exactly what I'll do in order to not be overextended and pass the next one real quick. Normally I never get Sweden. Normally I only do Norway, but why not? Now is actually another thing we need to keep an eye out on is if England goes Protestant, man. Sorry, not Protestant, Anglican, because I did mention at the start of the video, I am planning to Alt F4 and go back to where they're not Anglican, so they don't choose to be Anglican, but it's really tough to keep an eye out on that, right? Because if we miss it and 2 or 3 years go by, we can't go back to that save, right? I need to like insta notice it, so hopefully I pay attention to that event because the game will notify us if England does that. All right, we got way too bogged down here, man. There's, we're stealing Sweden. Okay, in the meantime, another center of reformation has popped up in Saxony. That's okay. This is a province I can steal and convert myself. I'm just waiting for Bohemia to spy up on them because I've set a province as of vital interest. Sweden is disloyal. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Let's pass Reform the Hofgericht, minus 10% CCR, add all provinces, insta declaration on Ferrara. Actually, no, first we'll make the Pope break that alliance using favors. And now I'm going to go ahead and declare on Ferrara and, yeah, force them to be Catholic. The, Mantua and Padua have also converted. That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. No problem on that. Let's go. Third one is in Brandenburg. Let's ditch the alliance. We should have a CB on them. We do from Sweden. If we force them to be Catholic, Berlin will get converted too. So in 5 years, we do them. Ferrara, Saxony, Brandenburg, 3 Protestant ones are out. Then we're waiting for the 3 Reformed ones. Okay, I've been newly elected once again. Ferrara is done. Unfortunately, we can't make them convert Padua too. So there's a forced religion on Ferrara. And that means that this center of reformation is gone. I can coalition the Teutons. Oh my god, they ate Mazovia, assholes. Okay, what about force? Okay, doesn't matter. Do we have a... Yes, we have a CB on Saxony. They've actually flipped, so we can take Wittenberg and make them become Catholic at the same time. Awesome. Let's drag in everyone because Poland's involved. Poland's not that big, but it doesn't matter. God damn it. So I made the Teutons return unlawful territory thinking it would go to Mazovia. It went to Poland. Well, actually, if we get Poland eaten up or whatever, we can end up with them in the HRE too. We're fighting them right now, actually. Well, not yet, but... All right, made Poland release Mazovia, so they're back. I take Wittenberg. We can convert it, by the way, and there's forced religion too on Saxony, and just like that, we are now going to convert Wittenberg. We don't care about coring it or... Oh! I didn't even notice this. What the hell? I inherited Bohemia. Are you actually kidding me? Did I not notice that whenever I said we've been newly elected or whatever? Okay, we've inherited Bohemia, which means we get the historical center of Prague, which means we're making more imperial authority. There are 7 heretic princes now. That's awesome, by the way, expected. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess it needs to refresh. Need to accept check here. It's part of our core lands. All right, in 2 years, we hit Brandenburg. What can we do in the meantime? Do we still got claims, bordering claims? In 40 months. I got a claim on Ferrara, so if I spy on Mantua, I can force them to convert. Let's see, did this update? 6 heretic princes, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who's the 6th one? Biz. Biz is the 6th one, of course. Okay, they don't matter. Okay, while we're waiting on Brandenburg, there's not a lot to do, actually, so let's force Bosnia in. There's Bosnia in the HRE too. We actually did get somewhat lucky with these centers of reformation, I do have to admit, because we can claim border claim on Mantua right here and force them. Padua, we already kind of border via Cittau, so we can do that. We got cleansing of heresy on Anhalt and on Brandenburg right here, and then I'm somehow gonna end up fighting Lubeck when I fight Denmark, obviously, and we'll force Lubeck to convert as well. It's really not the amount of nations that go Protestant right now, because later I can just force everyone because they're going to be my subject to be Protestant, but we do want to eliminate the centers of reformation so quick that not a lot of them will convert now, but Reform still hasn't spawned. We still got 5 to go. Keep that in mind, even though these 2 are going to be done instantly. At this point, the Duchess of Burgundy dies as well, and I have inherited them. Let's check GovCap. Ooh, that's not good. I can't actually core any of this. We do have the points to move our capital as well, which we will do. There we go. We've converted Wittenberg, so that's another center of reformation gone. Oh, I can't return it to Saxony. They're at war. Okay, I will return it to Saxony, though, because I don't really care about it, right? Yeah. Let's fight Brandenburg. Cleansing of heresy. Let's call on everyone so it's super quick here. We got really lucky that it's in their capital, by the way. Oh my god, they are too big. Yeah, they're too big. Okay. It still works, though, because Berlin is convertible, right? Yes, there's no zeal. There was zeal. There's always zeal on the first one, by the way. The one that Ferrara owned had zeal, so that's why it was good like that. But, wait, am I fighting Trier here? No, I'm not. Okay, yeah. Wait. Oh, they're my ally. Oh, because it's occupied by Brandenburg. Okay, I'm taking Berlin, doing the same thing that I did with Wittenberg. There we go. I'll give it back to Brandenburg. And there's the Age of Reformation, folks. Important. Very important. The Hansa, who is the leading power on Hamburg? Declare an embargo on Hamburg. It really doesn't matter then. Organize the free cities to help. Lubeck will like me. Well, if we have no obligations, we gain imperial authority. We have no obligations then. Okay, Saxony's at peace. Let's give them back Wittenberg. How the hell is Sweden still disloyal, bro? There is curtail the imperial estates. Imperial authority growth plus 25%. Okay, so if we sign a treaty of religious peace, yeah, we don't make Catholic the official one, but it doesn't matter. We could take proclaim Erb Kaisertum. Yeah. This is the one we don't want to do, and this is the one we don't want to do. while we have no reformed ones spawning just yet. And there you go. All of the Protestant centers of Reformation have been eliminated. I'm gonna give that back to Brandenburg, and I'm actually gonna, well, I was gonna say re-ally them, but let's ditch them and get with Saxony instead. They don't like me. All right, so now that we're waiting for reformed ones to spawn, and there really aren't that many heretics to where they're tanking imperial authority, I really don't have to go to war with Mantua or these guys here to convert them. Of course I will, but in the meantime, let's fight Galicia, Volhynia, and force them in. It's probably time to link up with England here, if I'm being honest. I did want to go for Muscovy too, man. And boys, by the way, I know, like I said, I mentioned about the historical center of Prague. We can upgrade it. Yes, I know we can take Ulm as well for these things, but it really doesn't matter to min-max that much. It's, what, it's going to give us, you know, the ability to revoke 10 years earlier? It doesn't matter. Really, the thing slowing us down this campaign is that the Reformation spawned late-ish, and there's still no reformed ones. Right, I never bothered to do the armies that I inherited from Burgundy and Bohemia. That's why I'm losing so much money. Expand Empire. Okay, let's continue by fighting the Ottomans then. We can do a reconquest on them. Reconquest for, let's do Bulgaria cores actually, Sofia or whatever. Castile will help again, which is great. Let's call on everyone. Third idea group time. Influence, baby. Influence. We can do a mission in the meantime. Oh, we haven't done one for quite a while. Multicultural Empire. Okay, it's, there it is. There's Imperial Austrian Monarchy Tier 1 Government Reform. Okay, so as you guys know, we start off with the Austrian Archduchy, which is pretty powerful in and of itself. But over here, we can either go with the Imperial Austrian Monarchy, which gives us -2 national unrest, +2 max promoted cultures, +2 monarch diplo skill, and -33% promote culture cost, or we can go with the absolute Austrian monarchy, which gives us culture conversion discount, monarch diplo skill, and culture conversion time. We don't care about any of this. Monarch diplo skill is really what's important right here. I like the sound of imperial Austrian monarchy a lot more, so that's what we're going with. Some more guys converting to Protestant, but not a big deal. I'm already at 50, dude. It's okay. This sucks. It spawned in freaking Scotland, dude. It's in their capital, but it still matters. It really does still matter. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna link up with England right here. And we're gonna go and fight France. Like that, we can make Venice do some stuff too. And I can take Lothian. However, the thing is, I gotta land in England first, ask for mill access, walk into there, grab that. Although the first one, yeah, it's got zeal, 25 years. Is Scotland small enough to where we can force them to become Catholic? I think they are. So that's what we do. We fight France, dismantle them, deal with Venice and with Scotland in the same war. Yeah, okay. There's the first one. It was stupid position, won't influence us that much, but let's just get it out of the way. There's the peace set on the Ottomans. Everything back to Bulgaria, everything back to Biz, and then these two go to Biz as well. Like that, we've kicked them out of the Balkans. Remember, these islands aren't in the Balkans, they're in Anatolia, so that's the war with the Ottomans done. I'm not even overextended, so we can do proclaim Erb Kaisertum, but this doesn't matter. This doesn't make Catholic official, but still, it's good. And now Biz and Bulgaria won't take up slots anymore. And also, yeah, we do it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now I'm officially the forever emperor. Scotland has flipped to reform, which is actually good. We do not have a CB on France, so let's spy on them. Can we do the mission here for Biz? The Scourge of Europe. No provinces. Okay. We need to kick them out of, like, all of Europe. Oh, dude, we need to, like, full annex the Ottomans for that. Okay, that's gonna be later then. All right, it's time to deck on France here. The goal in this war is to make them release Provence, because they're in the HRE. Make Venice give this back to Milan and maybe release Aquileia or something. And for us to force convert Scotland. That's where we gotta remember to co-belligerent them. So, let's go. Excellent. There's Scotland force converted, and with that reformed center of reformation disappears. It's also time for a tier 5 gov reform. This really doesn't matter. Second one is in Switzerland. Expected. Okay, knocked out Venice, but I can only make them do the Milan thing. Milan has expanded and reduced the amount of heretic princes, so that's good. Yeah, there we go. France is done, so let's make them cancel subject on Provence and release a bunch of guys. So let's make them do like Champagne, Dauphine. Actually, maybe Champagne might be too big. Let's make them do Berry, Bourbon, not Avignon. Actually, Avignon will end up in the HRE, so yes, more nations. And Auvergne. and Picardy. And Poitou, frick it, why not? Okay, there we go. There's the dismantling of France. Either these guys will join the HRE by themselves, or we'll force them in. In the meantime, I have spied up on Switzerland. There shouldn't be a zeal. There isn't. So let's go ahead and declare on them. We has Milexis. Okay, let's cancel Milexis. Declare on them, take Zurich, convert it, give it back. Still waiting on the third one. After the third one, obviously I will be able to do revoke the privilege, and if some of these subjects are wrong religion, I can just force religion in the subject tab. So we're chilling. Obviously I do want everyone to accept to become my subject. Nations that are currently potentially too big to accept. Oh look, Norway and Sweden have joined as well, so they don't take up Diplo slots. That's cool. Well, actually, there are some of them. Sweden, Teutons. Yeah, we'll see if everyone accepts. Obviously, we want everyone to accept. All right, let's go in. I'll call in friends to make things quicker. In the meantime, though, there's a mission weaken France, permaclaim on France. Of course, I'll take it. England dished me because I broke the alliance. God damn it. That shouldn't have happened. Just got the event. The Church of England, they have gone Anglican. I will Alt F4, boys. Just letting you know, I will Alt F4 for that. So, yeah. There's Zurich. There's the last one. In Hamburg. Oh, I do border them via sea tile. Nice. Yeah, they're only a one province, guys, so I can just force them to be Catholic, and that's the third one gone. And after that, ladies and gentlemen, we will revoke the privilege. 28 are now for, 50 are against, but it's mostly because I'm overextended. There we go. Actually, I can revoke the privilege already. Yeah, not everyone has to accept this. Right? Yeah, only for this, the guys that don't want us to unite will leave. Or is it for this as well? All members of the Holy Roman Empire who support become our vassals. Right. So we do want everyone to support, yeah. So we're chilling. I could pass this in the meantime, which honestly doesn't matter too much. But yeah, let's do it, because we don't want to waste imperial authority. Yeah, let's just do that. Okay, got a claim on Hamburg. Let's go ahead and declare. It's a free city. Oh, that's right. Well, I guess we gotta revoke free city status first. Okay, now let's declare Bremen, Dithmarschen. Yeah, we don't need co-belligerents here. Let's just call in the boys once again to make this faster. By the way, if you're wondering if the Alt F4 worked, so far, yes, because England hasn't flipped Anglican. And there we go. We can force Hamburg to be Catholic. And folks, that's all 6 centers of Reformation destroyed. We've officially squashed the Reformation, and we're ready to very soon revoke the privilege. We are a little bit slower. Like I said, I was expecting it to get it done between 1510 and 1530, but it was a slightly later Reformation. I'll give you that. I just enforced peace on the Teutons because I don't want them to annex Poland. Yeah, I wanted to prevent this. They left the HRE and tanked Imperial Authority. Frick it. Just Diplo-vassalized Berry. They went into the HRE. Same thing with Bourbon. I'm just gonna do the same thing with all of these France guys. What? I mean, sure, I guess. I'm gonna end up owning them anyway. There's another mission. Defeat the French. We do it the second way? Imperial Authority, nice. Council of Trent, of course, still ended up happening. We are gonna go harsh here for the, missionary strength, man. And of course, we will embrace the Counter-Reformation. Okay, it's 52 to 28. We just gotta farm more Imperial Authority. Got Albania in diplomatically as well. What's it at now? 73-8, perfect, yeah. The more Imperial Authority we get, the more we, the more they accept. Also, yeah, just preemptively diplo-vassalizing some guys because they don't take up slots anyway, right? So I just opened this up, offer vassalization. Everyone here is willing to accept pretty much, and everyone that's willing to accept is the guys that are already voting for it. So this doesn't matter too much, right? Wait, the Pope left. Yeah, he does leave sometimes, doesn't he? Asshole. Quick check right here. 77-4, 4 against. Let's hit Poland then. Yeah, let's hit Poland. Alright, making Lithuania release Zaporozhye and Kiev right there. And then I make Poland my vassal? Yeah, I make Poland my vassal. And they've joined up too. Alright, now who are the 5 assholes that are against? Or maybe we do this first? Disallow internal HRE wars. Do we need to do internal HRE wars? Not really. Not anymore. We can just force convert these guys. Unless it's like Brandenburg and them big guys, right? Pose, economic power, heretic, amount of reforms. Yeah, let me just see who the 5 guys are. Yeah, it's like Lubeck, Brandenburg, Milan. I wonder if it's Saxony as well. No, it's not Saxony. Yeah, Lubeck, Brandenburg, Milan. It might actually be Savoy, too. Their flag is down here. No, they're backing it. I wonder who it is then. Poland? Yeah, because they don't like me. Just one against. It's not Brandenburg. Is it Lubeck? No, it's not Lubeck. Is it Milan? No, it's Poland. It's Poland, of course. It's Poland. So how far away are they? Is it worth it? Minus 38.7. Opinion and trust. Polish is not an accepted culture? I thought it was accepted. What the hell? There we go. Let's accept that. I doubt that changes too much, but yeah, let's get cozied up with Poland right here, man. And if not, if I can't get them to accept it in like a year, frick it, we'll pass it without them. It really doesn't matter. I just want to get everyone in. But yeah, this has been the slow and steady start of a world conquest. You're thinking, Hawk, it's 1544, you haven't conquered anything. What the hell are you gonna do? Boys, don't worry. I have years of experience doing this, man. Well, all I had to do was bestow imperial grace. And ladies and gentlemen, on October 2nd, 1544, about 20 years, 15 years later than I thought we would, we can go ahead and revoke the privilege, and we demand oaths of loyalty, and just like that, all of these fools have become our subjects. All right. Now the world conquest can really start. Okay, there's Austria and Netherlands, Great Council of Mechlin, Tier 1 government reform. I don't think the Dutch revolt can happen like that as well. What is that one? I guess we still can't see it. It's later on down the line. Some more missions. Duchy of Milan. We got Milan. Perfect. So let's do that. Don't need the restoration of Union Sibi on Naples. And that's all the missions we can do. Let's become Defender of the Faith as well. Steal it from England. We got more missionaries right now as well. And obviously all of the guys that aren't Catholic right now, we can just force to be Catholic, and we can go ahead and start conquering the world. Another thing to note is I have managed to re-ally England. I am going to try and link up with Russia here as well, because it's really easy to PU them. But yeah, aside from that, ladies and gentlemen, next time we'll get started by reconquering Poland's cores, continuing to dismantle France, pushing Lithuania, and just release our tentacles all around the world, because we need to, you know, we need to just start blobbing. And you know, now with 1 trillion subjects over here, man, it's well, it's very easy. They do all the work, and I just sit back and watch the game like this. But yeah, we've officially achieved everything we wanted to achieve in episode 1 right here. Like I said, we crushed the Reformation, got Bohemia, Hungary, Burgundy, fought the Ottomans, fought Poland, fought France, got Norway and Sweden, and blah, blah, blah. So all of those things are done. The only thing we really haven't done is the Spain thing, which I forgot that we need to be twice as big as them. Although now we will be. So let me take a look at that Spanish mission once again and see if we're close to that. Iberian relations, total development must be twice. Legitimacy of 100. Yeah. We need to put the von Habsburgs in charge right there, which we will do, of course, next time. So yeah, ended up #1 on the Great Powers list, man. Making an absolute frick ton of money. You know, influence and Diplo wrapped up. So next time, you know, we're going to go ahead with admin over here. Definitely necessary. And then we're going to do court. We're going to do infrastructure as well. We pretty much don't need any military groups this game. So, yeah, man, a long one, but a good one. That's been episode 1, ladies and gentlemen, of our final ever grand campaign in EU4, a world conquest, one faith as Austria, and wouldn't you love to see it? Spain, Portugal, England, all colonizing and turning the New World Catholic for me. I love it. But if you enjoyed episode 1, man, make sure to leave a like. It is the last one, right? Make sure to subscribe so you stay up to date with when the next 3 drop. Make sure to stay up to date with the final A to Z's as well, and with the first EU5 video that's going out October 31st. Once again, thank you all for the support, but that's it for me for now. See you next time.